Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know when you know it's time, baby. Let's do it. It's that time. Get a plate. You know what I'm saying? Come get your happy meal, man. Come get your medicine. You hear it? You heard? Heard. but anyway, this is L'Esprit here. What I do here, man, I talk about spirituality, you know. It's the only thing that's worth talking about. But most importantly, too, spirituality is our lives. You know, like unlike other people who like to display or look at spirituality as something you put on the side. But if you truly understand who you are a spiritual being having a having a human experience. You know, so now with that being said, the topic of what I wanted to talk about today, and I felt like I have talked about it in the past, but the spirit been on my ass, man. Like, yo, you know, okay, I guess it's time. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's time. You know, because I only come out, you know, I mean, when it makes sense, or maybe when I felt like, or maybe when the spirit wants me to do it. But anyway, now with that being said, we're gonna talk about perfection. Now, we're not talking about being flawless here. Perfection, we're talking about the yin and the yang. We're talking about harmony. We're talking about a perfect connection between your higher self and your lower self. We're talking about, in other words, when we talk about having your heart as light as a feather, we're talking about harmony. Because there's no way for your heart to be as light as a feather if you have not transcended both your ego and your spiritual side. You know, they have to come together. And that's what we call perfection. Being holy men, not just a one sided man, not just being an intellectual person, but also being a spiritual person. In fact, when you become spiritual, you are a better intellectual motherfucker because now you have a better vision, you have a better view on how things are because now you're able to go outside of yourself and come right back. It's like, you know, you have expanded your vision. So that's what spirituality, and that's what when you become perfect, and that's the only way for you to transcend. That's the only way you're gonna see God, and that is God's status too. Because now at this point you're no longer going just by your emotions, but your emotion now also have wisdom. And that's what we call compassion. It's to find that middle point. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what perfection is in so many words. Because, and you know, being intellectual doesn't stop you from being spiritual at all. At all. No, 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 no. In fact, as I stated, when you become spiritual, you are a better intellectual. So what you're seeing with somebody who's being one-sided, they don't see the bigger picture because they are one-sided. But being one-sided doesn't mean that you let me get it together. No. I guess. Okay. No. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say is your spirituality. I mean, your intellectual doesn't stop you from being a spiritual. What's stopping you from being spiritual? It's your lack of wisdom. It's ignorance. Because as I became spiritual, I'm still using my intellect. In fact, I use it even better. You show me a spiritual master who's not a great intellectual motherfucker. These motherfuckers are geniuses. The only difference now is I know I, I know my intuition is as important as my intellect. Versus when I'm one-sided or when when I'm egotistical, everything is it's on one side. You don't water your garden. You don't look at your spiritual side of it. You don't think about your food for thoughts. Those are food too. So you're only nourishing one side of yourself out of ignorance. But it's not the intellectual aspect of you being spiritual that stop you from being a spiritual person. Not at all. They go together. You know what I'm saying? So, as it is says in the Bible, it is said in the Bible, what is it said? Be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. You know, it's to find that middle point. And for you to find it, you can only find it through transcendence. You have to transcend. For you to transcend, you have to unite. The yin and the yang has to be established. In other words, that's what the whole Anubis it's all about. Weighing your heart has to deal with the energy because only then can you go to the next level. So Anubis being the gatekeeper, in other words, what we're talking about here, Anubis, it's me. It's a healer. Only when you heal yourself by unifying your higher self and your lower self. And truly that's when you're gonna find peace too. And that's God's status. That's how you become out of the game. Now you're playing the game on a different level. I mean, different. Now, let me take it back. You're still in the game, but now you're playing the game on a different level, on a God level. Now you become part with the universe, and you become a vessel of the whole thing. I mean, now you still is. I mean, if you're one-sided, but you wouldn't be experiencing it like it's a different feeling. You know, it's when you become perfect, it's like you still remain individual, but yet you're also experiencing the universal. It's like you become cosmic. Your words become powerful. That's a whole different conversation, man. I'm too much. I need to stop. I need to stop. Anyway, stop. I'm gone. But anyway, the message, I definitely wanted to talk about this. you know, Perfection, to be perfect. It's important to be perfect. In fact, I remember I was actually born in Haiti, so I went to a Jesuit school, right? So, I was highly influenced. I mean, in my house, my dad was into metaphysics. So it wasn't a house thing for me, but it was more like I was searching for myself. So I became highly influenced by the Bible. And throughout my journey, right, this is what most spiritual people do. But you got to understand, it's part of the journey. But once you become perfect, we'll get to that. So let me go back to what I was talking about. So as part of the journey, as my consciousness started to expand, so now my reaction against the Bible was fuck the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's mind control and everything. But it wasn't truly the mind. Yes, it was mind control, but not from the Bible. It's not from the Bible, man. Like I think, I'm gonna make a whole fucking video about the motherfucking Bible and I do understand now too because there's a guy named C. Freeman L. Um, shit. I think it's a little bit different. I guess what he was doing in so many words. Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there. I'll give you one even better. What's my man name, man? The nigga from Atlanta with the curly nigga, man. Fuck, Reverend Ike. Listen, if you listen to that nigga, man, I've been listening to this nigga like the past couple months. I'm like, this nigga's dropping jewels, man. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying all of this to say, and if you know what I'm talking about, you'll know. Or if you don't know who Reverend Ike is, Google him or YouTube him. You'll see all of the messages that he's talking about, the jewels that he's dropping out of the Bible. And the Bible community didn't even want to accept them. So I'm saying all of this to say, once you become perfect, because as part of your journey, and I've seen that happen with a lot of other people too, not just me. I guess it's just a path, right? So you went from one extremity to the next, and then as you grow, you find that middle point, and that's where you want to be. That's why you need to be perfect, because that's when true healing occurs. That's when you really become God status. That's when you see the good in everything. You can mirror yourself in it too. Oh shit! But anyway, um, be perfect, motherfuckers. Shit, you know what I'm saying? And if you when you become perfect too, all that alpha shit niggas are talking about, alpha bitches, alpha niggas, nigga, you there automatically. So that's what I'm saying. So when I see other people talking about so many different, topics, and I always feel like, they're not addressing the core of what the issue is. You know what I'm saying? I've seen even my man, what's that guy name, man? Fuck him. But anyway, it's like, they talk about different issues that's happening in our society, in the community, and shit like that. But the core of it too, man, like once you understand, when you become perfect, you grasp that other side of you. I mean, I can't even judge motherfuckers, man, because people are gonna do what they know. So here you are having a whole show talking about a motherfucker who's doing something because he doesn't know any better. So what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what is the point? Because they're doing what they're doing because they don't know any better, right? So now here we are talking about. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like if you want to talk about. Okay, I'll give you a perfect example, right? So what I mean, what's the hot shit right now? I've been hearing people talking about alpha this, alpha that, right? But to get to the core of it, it all comes down to knowledge. The more like an alpha person in general, the more it's like knowing your values. Well, knowing your values had to do with knowing yourself, what you have to offer. And then you offering that shit. And then you stand by it because that's what you have. That's simple, man, to be honest. But if a motherfucker don't know it, he's not gonna do it. And that has nothing to do with I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about this. But all of that has to do with being perfect though. Once you find that middle point, none of that shit matters. Like a lot of people don't even know how to love. That's because they were one sided. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you find bitches that can't even express how they feel. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's your feeling, bitch. You can't. You mute? Nigga, let's go. I love you. Say, come on. Say it with me. I love you. Just say that shit, bitch. I love you. I love you. Then you'll be walking around. I love you. And I'm not even smoking tonight. I'm not even drinking. That's some bullshit. I should get me something to drink, though. But again, all of that again has to do with being perfect. I mean, and it's important for me, and I'm glad that I touch on those topic too because it's all spiritual. It's all spiritual. Even to find your twin flame, to be in love with a motherfucker, to have a great relationship, you have to develop yourself. It's called therapy or, self help, however the fuck you want to call it. Because another aspect of spirituality is that it makes you a better person. Period. There's no true spiritual motherfuckers who's not like a better human being. As much as we like not to identify ourselves with it, but the side effect of it, it's fucking crazy. You can't fucking deny that shit. So a spiritual person is a good fucking human being because only then you can truly express yourself. Only then you learn how to respect people. Only then you do not judge motherfuckers. It's only then you could do that shit. All the shit that human beings, for lack of better words, or one sided people are talking about, they want to do, that's what spiritual people do naturally because you became whole by grasping your higher self and your lower self. You have to eat from the tree of life. You have to nourish that other side of yourself. Only then you become a great human being. You understand what I'm saying? I'll give you a perfect example. The reason why I don't judge motherfuckers not just because I mean, whatever the fuck, but when you come to understand, a motherfucker can only understand the level that he's at. So to listen to if you understand what I'm saying here, I mean, shit, you could see jewels in it, or you could look at it like some bullshit, depending on where you at mentally. So to hear certain things, you got to be, you got to be on a certain level. And I'm not gonna talk about that. But to get back to what I was talking about, that's exactly what it is. So therefore, what the fuck? What was I gonna say? Because I was thinking about this example, and I don't want to talk about it. That shit threw me off. But knowing that, or when I'll give you a perfect example. Another perfect. Shit, nigga. I'm full of perfect example, niggas. Be perfect, bitch. Anyway, so we know like what you call in the occult, in the spiritual world. We say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? That came from the Kybalion. But what this is also telling you also is that I'm using this example to let you know, like when you don't understand certain things, I'm not there to judge because I know you're not ready to listen to it. It's not necessarily because you're dumb, because I know for me, there's some shit that I used to hear all the motherfucking time. In fact, I used to hate hearing those shit. One of them was to love somebody else, you gotta love yourself. God damn it, motherfucker. I used to hate hearing that shit. No wonder I hated myself too. You know what I'm saying? That's why, what I'm saying, we in love now. You know what I'm saying? We good. We made up. We good, niggas. We good. Me and this nigga here, we're good. You know what I'm saying? We done made peace. You know what I'm saying? We came together. You know what I'm saying? We break bread together. We do our thing together. You heard? That's why I promise to love him. I vouch for this motherfucker here. Listen to him. You're always gonna get something good out of him. You heard? Always. But anyway, I'm saying all of that to say, I wasn't ready for it. Well, as my consciousness became greater and greater, shit, I'm like, God damn, that shit's so true. So I was only resisting a part of myself that wasn't ready for it. But anyway, that would be a different conversation. But the truth in the matter is this: once I get it, it wasn't something that I didn't hear before. I was hearing it all the time. So when you're ready, you're ready. You know better, you do better. There's no way out of it. So how the fuck am I gonna judge another motherfucker? I, unless if I don't know, I know better, motherfucker. I know better. When you ready, you ready. If it's meant for you to know it, you'll know it. If not, well, guess what? It's all good too, baby. That's why you came here. I mean, that's exactly what we came down here for different purposes. So I'm saying all of this to say the true purpose of being spiritual is to be a better fucking human being. Because we truly know how to love, we truly know how to respect people. And here's something else too. Another example, right? They always tell you that same shit. Like what you call paganism has always been open to all type of fucking spirituality. Them fucking Christian niggas, y'all believe in Jesus? Good. That's all good. But the Jesus niggas, because they're all one sided, and yet they're talking about spirituality, which is that's not what it is at all. There's no way. There's no spiritual in none of it. I mean, the spirituality is there when you understand what's being said. But this is also my point about the Bible too. So we're talking about ignorance here, not the Bible itself. The mind control that is being done. So if you're able to see that, how can you be like fuck the Bible? I'm not gonna say that. Why? I don't give a fuck. Well, I'll hold on that fuck. Okay, just the Bible, nigga. That's it. Shit, I ain't giving out that fucked up. I'm holding on to it. Now, with that being said, I'm not making a case here for the Bible either. All I'm trying to say is you could learn from everything, and when you become, and that's the purpose of being perfect, and that's the God status, and that's how you being healed. And that's how you start seeing things in God's eyes. Because everything's coming together now. You're part of a higher plane. And that's the whole Kali thing. To be outside of the time. I mean, you're still being, now you become the time itself. But it's like you playing the game on a different field, on a different level. You know what I'm saying? You get to be like this. Ah. You know what I'm saying? That's when you're pimping out the game. Ah. You know what I'm saying? You lean back. Ah, that's when you become perfect, nigga. So lean back, nigga. All you gotta do is lean back, okay? So that's my message for the night. 22 fucking minutes, man. Shit, I've been talking a whole lot of shit. Anyway, I hope there was something for you. I guess the spirit is on my ass now. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, you know what I'm saying, are taking, you know what I'm saying? They taking attendance. So I gotta show up. Um, yeah, man, you're always gonna get some good meal. So be perfect. That's the message of the day. And perfection has to do with harmony. It's being well rounded, being holy, the yin and the yang, baby. Okay, so feed your physical body as much as you're feeding the side that you don't see, or your intellectual self, or your spiritual self, however you want to name it. Well, not really, because there's a difference between the spiritual and you know what I mean, okay? And your intellect doesn't stop your intuition. Your intuition is always there. You got to know when you become intuitive. In fact, you need the intellect to guide it, right? I mean, not necessarily to guide it, but they go hand in hand. That's why they complement each other, okay? So I may have a hunch about something or some intuition about something. I don't understand it yet, but I understand like I may have to do this. That's the difference when you become holy. It's not just the intellect that's guiding you, but yet when you have your intuition, you can also use the intellect. In fact, what the fuck do you think I'm doing here? Here I am speaking about spiritual shit, but using language, my intellect to assert, oh my God, shit, I know some words, nigga, to assert. You know what I'm saying? I'm going berserk up in this mother lover. But anyway, like to pretty much make a point. So this is the intellect that is being reflected here as well. But yet I'm talking about something, I'm talking about the mystère. I'm talking about something hidden. Or maybe something you gotta go in for you to actually understand. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's that's why the intellect, they're not against each other. They complement each other. And like I said, you tell me one fucking spiritual motherfucker that's a dumb motherfucker. No. The difference is they're not, and this is also the Tahuti fucking spirit too. These motherfuckers coming through, I could feel it. You heard? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's how you break shit down. And that's how you get surgical with it. By being aware of all the different aspect of what you're talking about. Or even your spirituality, or even the experience that you're going through as a spiritual person. You see what I'm saying? So understand that your intellectual is not against your spirituality at all. Not at all. Not at all. A lack of spirituality has to do with ignorance. That's when you got to go in. That's why they call it the hidden culture, the hidden knowledge. You go in. I don't like the word hidden personally because it feels like it's being kept away from you, but it's not kept away from you. It simply means you got to go in. And that's what the whole Gnostic thing is all about. It gives you a different perspective on life so you could have a balanced view of what's in front of you so you could go in, so you could become the knower. So the Gnostic is not really against humanity. When the Gnostic talks about, they tell you, I'll give you a perfect example. We all talk about organic this, organic that, right? But nature also has some organic poison for your ass. They could kill your ass too. So for you to know this while you talking about a fucking organic mango, it gives you a broader perspective, a balanced view. Okay, so what are we really talking about here? What is this really about? And that's when you got to go in to find out. On that note, I'm out of here. I think I might be doing this a little bit more, I guess. I got some other shit to talk about. I definitely love talking about the Bible, but that's going to take a minute because I definitely want to go in on that one. Because I felt like there's so many different things that has to be said. But again, finding the middle point, then you understand, like I said, you become on a higher plane. You really don't give a fuck. And not giving a fuck in a sense of not caring, but to see things truly for what they are and not being invested through lack of, due to ignorance, to be in control. When we talk about, when I say I don't give a fuck, give a fuck. You feel me? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's truly what it comes down to. I hope you had something for you in there. If son, get your milk. Okay, feel free to rewind this. But anyway, I think the beautiful thing and pretty much what I was trying to do here is not just to use the Bible to make a point, but also using that point to talk about the Bible. I wanted both of us, those examples to mirror fucking each other. So when I talk about my experience from being highly influenced by the Bible and to get to that other extremity of it, which is fuck it, right? And then now to find my balance where I know knowledge is everywhere. But most importantly, too, to truly look at what I was going through for what it is. Like I told you, a lot of these motherfuckers who are talking about the Bible, what you call the Christians, they don't know about the Bible. They are under mind control. I'm telling you, even if you were to show them certain verses on the Bible, you'd be like, yo, this is what it says right here. Niggas gonna tell you, no, that was this, that was that. Because they're doing everything to protect what is given to them. That whatever mind control that they are under. So it's not truly about understanding. That's why you'll see a lot of these people are just followers. They're not truly about the mill itself. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm saying all this to say, and then here's what the Bible also said about being perfect. So again, if you take Jesus, the Jesus part out, you put yourself, oh man. Now that's some Bible for your ass, nigga. You gonna want that Bible. You know what I'm saying? Just call yourself Jesus. You'll see how powerful the Bible is. Do you see what I'm saying? Because, and just so you know too, any type of knowledge that doesn't have anything to do with you or that doesn't relate in your life, it's fucking useless, man. Like what the fuck? It's just I don't know. I don't know. Like like okay, it's like and you should be able to see that too. Anybody that goes just by the Bible, right? And who's being one-sided, who is not a complete person or a holy man or holy woman, whatever the fuck it is, right? You there's no transformation in this. They still sided, egotistical. That's why they be talking bad about each other. They still going through some emotional bullshit. There's no true love. It's chaotic. It's toxic. When you become that though, when you become the word, when the word's been made flesh, huh? You tell them the word has been made flesh. Okay, the mute are not talking, the deaf are not hearing. You heard? I sing. Bra. Ali. Out of here.